Welcome to the Economic Report. It's Brian here and our 10 a.m. check-in. And looks like I'm a couple minutes late, so please forgive me. The world is an imperfect place, and well, when you are home, you have things, particularly working out of the home office. There's always something that can distract you. So I apologize for that. A little bit of a late start, but thank you for your forgiveness, and we will move on. Of course, a little bit of coffee here, and I've been trying to make the economic report last as long as a cup of coffee because that's about all that we really need to cover things here at this early juncture. So let's go ahead and start right away and take a look at, I think we're talking earnings, and we will go with Wall Street earnings today. And we're going to take a look here at what do we have. And of course, we're taking a look here right away at, well, number one is AstraZeneca. Ooh, 25% down, and of course that is bad for AstraZeneca. It's a pharmaceutical company. Merck, on the other hand, up $5.04. And I'm curious if AstraZeneca, if I have any understanding, I believe that they are heavily exposed to the European company, European market. And so the tariffs have something to do with this, right? So just throwing that on out there. What else are we going to take a look at? Couple of others. Oh, Boeing. Maybe yeah, I'm looking. They're up, but they're actually reported, I guess, less of a loss because they've been taking a beating lately. And if you know anything about Boeing, they've been in quite a bit of trouble over the past probably about 3 to 5 years. Part of it has to do with their equipment delivery. All right, and Shot Clock, welcome to the Economic Report. Once again, glad to have you here. You should be inviting anybody here to be participating. Be my guest. Once again, your likes, your subscribes do matter. My name is Brian, and a cup of coffee to you. By the way, black coffee without all the other crazy fillers in it, because once again, who needs the extra calories? So we've gone through a couple of earnings reports here already for today. AstraZeneca getting clobbered, and I will say clobbered with a capital C. I'm convinced that they are part of the EU pharmaceutical companies that might be getting whacked a little bit by the tariffs. Of course, there's Royal Caribbean appears to have had a good day. People that do have their disposable income evidently to blow on a cruise. Good memories, good family time, etc. Boeing, which I think was really important to look at, had less than expected loss, which I think is really an important place to be. That company really has a opportunity to take their game to the next level with a contract that is going to be the next super fighter coming out of the United States Air Force. It's a tailless plane. I think it's called the F-47, if I'm not mistaken, and really something worthy of checking out here. And once again, of course, those are the stories we cover here on the Economic Report. But those are the a couple of earnings here that we wanted to cover here. We're going to go ahead and do a quick look-see at the crypto market, and we'll start off here once again with Bitcoin. Bitcoin trading at $118 and $118,242. Still off their high, but appears to be moving in the right trajectory. We'll next take a look at Ethereum, because that is another one that is heavily held right now. Ethereum price, we're looking at $3,807.89 per coin. And finally, the one that I actually do hold a couple coins in are Solana. And Solana, take a look here. It appears as a I'm down another couple of bucks here, but hey, that's life here in America. And once again, if you are watching from a different country, go ahead and drop your flag in the chat. We'd love to respond to you. And of course, the other part of the equation is if you are from a zip code here in the United States, go ahead and drop that in there. Dayton, glad to have you here. Dayton, is that Dayton, Ohio? Daytona. Curious to know anything more, but glad to have you here, Dayton. Julie, good to have you here as well, and a hi to you. Let's go ahead and we've covered the cryptos, we've covered the earnings reports, but now, wait, hold on. Yes, we're going to go ahead and look at the precious metals prices because that's also something we will cover here today. And then we'll get into the top news stories and or respond to whatever questions. Wesley, I saw you. Glad to have you here as well. This is the economic report. Glad to have you here. Oh, there's Jeremiah. There's the shark. Wow, you guys are on fire today. Holy cow. Gold prices. We're going to check this with something called Kitco. Kitco, if you would, we are at, all right, look at that. Well, where's my gold price? They're giving me something else that's not what I asked for. Gold chart, here we go. And see what they cough up here for you. Yesterday was a down day on gold prices. Jeremiah, I see you here as well. Glad to have you here. And all right, so gold's still down from last week. It was up to like 3,389. It's down to 3,314 per ounce. I'm throwing this out there to you because there's a lot of volatility. You always hear about things hitting their highs, but understand that when gold hits a high, understand that it backs back down, trades up, trades down. So just kind of be aware of that. Cool Kid, glad to have you here. Do me a favor, make sure you're liked and subscribed to the channel so I can provide you with our long form video as well, let's face it, the shorts that I am putting out here on a regular basis as well. We are having lots of fun here, so thank you very much. Oh, Cool Kid, thank you for subscribing. Let us go ahead and check out the silver prices because they are also fun to check out. And I'll go SILVER. It was trading up around, oh geez, pretty close to $39 an ounce last week. I don't know what we're looking at today, but it's worth checking out. And once again, actually, you find folks are in a position to check out anytime you get change back. I'm actually going to bring a coin next time and show you, but if you look at the side of a silver coin, you take a look, there is a red ridge there, and that ridge means that there's copper in it, which is not a silver coin. If you have a silver coin, you'll see basically all silver here. So that's the quick way to identify it. And of course, those coins are from 1964 and back. So you could actually have a coin that says, hey, it's a 50-cent piece with President Kennedy, his picture on there, or Ben Franklin's. You take a look at that thing and it says, it's actual face value will give you 50 cents of purchasing power. But the reality is that's worth about, right now, about 17 bucks per coin because of its melt value. So it's just something to take into consideration, and it's really worth following. And intelligent viewers, just like you, pay attention to the little things here because you'll learn a lot. And then you ask yourself the question, well, why did they ever take silver out of circulation? I'm like, well, because it's a precious metal, which does have a huge electrical application to it. So I wanted to mention that to you as well. Wow, we are already 10 minutes into this episode. I can't believe it. Which maybe takes us to some other news stories that I think we should be following. Of course, the President of the United States met with EU leaders yesterday and really hammered out a trade deal, which I think is a win-win situation for both Europe and the United States. of course, the European Union is going to avoid much of the tariffs, just the base 15% they're going to get hit with, and there's going to be a huge opening of U.S. markets. I'm sorry, EU markets opening up to U.S. products, agricultural products. We're talking about energy, etc. So it's a win for the United States. They're moving on. Of course, Canada is the big story this week. Like there's an August 1st deadline to have things hammered out between the United States and Canada. I know a number of the followers here that follow this channel are from Canada, and they've been following that story closely. And of course, with that, we are going ahead and taking a closer look here. Jeremiah, what am I doing? Well, I'm here delivering the economic report, having coffee, and interacting with people just like you. If you have any questions about latest news stories, etc., I'm happy to respond in the chat. So, same with you, Dayton. We will go ahead and do that. All right. Other news stories that are currently covering on the channel has to do with the Russian and Ukrainian war. The fact is that the President of the United States has been pushing for peace there, knows that there's nothing really to be gained at this point in time from them continuing to fight, except more people dead. Russia seems to be more apt to throwing more and more soldiers into the battle. There's a long history of Russia fighting wars that way, where they just keep on using their people as fodder. And of course, there's Ukraine trying to do everything they possibly can to stop further incursion into their territory. The president is really threatening to take things to the next level, which is, of course, putting some sanctions on Russia and making it really, really expensive to do business with Russia for other countries. And of course, that's from the banking system, that's from trade, etc. And of course, wants to really avoid that scenario, but definitely wants Russia to come to the negotiation table, because there's really not a lot to be gained by continuing to do what they are doing. So it's a good story to follow. And of course, beyond that, I did want to mention something about professional baseball. If you follow professional baseball at all, you should note that the Cleveland Guardians have not one, but now two pitchers that have been at least accused of doing things that are illegal inside baseball, which is betting on your own pitches and fixing pitches. And so evidently, you just don't bet on winning a game and losing a game, or how many hits a player is going to get in a baseball game. You can actually break these all the way down to a pitch. Is the ball going to be a ball or a strike? I know it sounds crazy, but of course, there are some analytics firms that follow baseball super carefully. And what's worthy of following is the fact that not one, but there's been two people who have had, dare we say, outlier experiences with their pitching that show up on a experience, and as a result, we see that there's a huge problem for iniquity inside of baseball. It's worth following. MJ, you want me to tell a joke? All right, well, since we are rolling down to the very end of this episode, of course, MJ, you've already liked and subscribed. Hey, Victor Perez, glad to have you back here. Jeremiah, Dayton, I bet you've all liked and you've all subscribed to the channel by now. So I will tell you a joke. Give me a thumbs up if you have liked and subscribed to the channel. I'd like to see that real quick here. And then we will go ahead and throw out a joke here to wrap things up. Victor, you are amazing. You are on here already. I know that for a fact. But a joke. So let's say a great stream. Can I get a shout out to Emma? All right, a shout out to Emma. Of course. Wow. I will throw this out there to you. Why did the canary go to the doctor? Does anybody know why the canary went to the doctor? Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Jeremiah, to get treatment. How do you like that? So with that, hey folks, I want to remind you that we can go ahead and say that if you liked and subscribed, you will continue to receive stuff right to your inbox on a regular basis from me, the long form and, of course, short form videos. My name is Brian from the Economic Report, and I want to remind you folks, we live in a busy world with information overload, and if I could share one parting thought with you that, hey, keeping your marbles together is really, really important. Like, seriously, the biggest battle people fight is the one between their ears over their thoughts, their actions, and their attitudes. And with that, folks, I want to remind you, go ahead and make sure you show up as your best and do your best to have a positive impact on the world, because your efforts, your energy, your time, and of course your thoughts really do matter. Until then, have fun, have a great day, and I will catch you with the next Economic Report tomorrow, 10 a.m. live. Have a great day.